September 10th, 202541, 8 p.m. local time. Southern Caribbean Sea. The water is calm, the sky layered in silver light, but inside the Combat Information Center of the USS Knights, calm never means safe. On the radar screen, a blip shifts faint, then sharp. The CIC watch officer leans forward. Contact Sierra 179, bearing 088, speed increasing. Green trace elongates, cutting straight toward them. 12 nautical miles out of Venezuelan Getty-class patrol ship, small, fast, and now accelerating. The officer of the deck confirms visual through the long-range optics, a gray hull, no signal flags, no radio call. Just a bow wave swelling wider with every second. Bridge CIC comes the voiceover. Unidentified contact is altering course. CPA under 3 miles and closing. The captain, calm but alert, pivots from the viewport. Maintain ROE. Log everything. Hail once, then go active. The bridge crew moves like machinery, trained, silent, precise. The radio operator keys the transmitter. Unidentified Venezuelan naval vessel, this is U.S. Navy warship conducting lawful operations in international waters. You are closing distant, high speed. Alter course immediately. Static. Then silence. The hail is repeated in Spanish. Still, nothing. Outside, the patrol ship keeps coming 22 knots and building. No one on the bridge needs to say it aloud. In these waters, silence is deliberate. Combat go active, the captain orders. The SPY-1D radar emits a sharp electronic pulse, painting the contact in full fidelity. Track confirmed, Venezuelan Navy hull type Gary-class twin-mast forward-mounted OTO Malara, 76mm gun and a radar profile the Knights has logged before. She isn't wandering. She's hunting. The electronic warfare officer toggles the SLQ-32 system to passive scan. EM emissions logged. No fire control radar yet, surface search only. Copy. Keep it rolling. On the flight deck, crewmen strap sensor pods onto the ship's MH-60R Seahawk. Rotor blades lock, safety pins pulled. The helicopter sits in standby, its mission. Simple visual confirmation and non-lethal deterrence if the situation escalates. Inside the bridge, the air feels heavier. The captain's voice cuts through it. Helm, steady course. Engineering, maintain 20 knots. We're not flinching. Through the reinforced windows, the Venezuelan ship is now visible. Bow-rising engines, coughing black exhaust. The sun catches its gun, mount a glint of steel in the haze. Range CPA 2.8 nautical miles and shrinking. Every sound on the bridge is amplified. The hum of radar, the faint creak of the deck, the steady breathing of men who know one wrong gesture can trigger headlines across the world. The radio operator tries again. Venezuelan naval vessel. This is U.S. warship USS Knights. You're operating unsafely in international waters. Alter course immediately. Nothing. The silence is more telling than any threat. In the CIC, sailors record everything. Radar feeds FLIR video electronic logs. Every second is time-stamped. Every bearing written down. These logs are more than data. They're legal armor. Captain contact holding intercept vector. Bearing 088 steady. Copy that, he replies. Let's make sure they see we're watching. On deck, the Mark 45 5-inch gun rotates just enough for its barrel to be visible from the other ship. It's not a threat, it's posture. A steel eyebrow raised across the sea. The Venezuelan ship keeps charging. The ocean between them vibrates with prop wash and tension. In the CIC, the watch officer calls out again. CPA now under 2 miles. Time to CPA 6 minutes. The captain straightens. All stations, condition 3. Prepare flight ops. Engines hum deeper. Red lights glow across the CIC. The crew moves to stations, calm, rehearsed, ready. 12 minutes ago, this was a routine patrol. Now it's a chess match in international waters, one where a single radio call could flip the board. The Venezuelan ship refuses to turn. The Knights hold steady. 2 courses, 2 captains, 1 decision away from escalation. 4, 2:02 p.m. local time. The sea is flat, the air electric. Two warships, one American, one Venezuelan, now share less than 2 nautical miles of open water. On the bridge of the USS Knights, the captain watches the Venezuelan Getty-class patrol ship through binoculars. Its bow cuts clean, deliberate lines, exhaust stacks shimmer with heat. The other captain isn't guessing, he's signaling. CIC confirms CPA. Sir, 1.9 nautical miles. Decreasing. They're holding intercept vector. A tense beat. Then the order. Launch the Seahawk. On the flight deck, the MH-60R Seahawk comes alive in a roar of turbine blades and sea spray. Deck crew in cranials and float vests clear the area. The rotors whip salt air into a haze as the helicopter lifts banking east into the Sunday Night 1 airborne. The pilot calls over comms. Copy. Night 1 replies, Air Boss. Maintain visual deterrence. Do not provoke. The Seahawk circles wide, its belly-mounted MX-20 FLIR sensor already locking onto the Venezuelan ship. On screen, infrared imagery glows, white-hot exhaust plumes, deck crew movement, the sharp outline of a 76mm gun mount. Inside the Combat Information Center, sailors track both ships in silence. The tension isn't noise, it's precision. Every radar return, every bearing line, every second logged. Bridge CIC comes the report. The Venezuelan vessel has increased to 26 knots. CPA under 1.5 miles. The captain exhales slowly. Understood. Keep our speed steady. Let them close but not cross the line. The Venezuelan ship shows no sign of slowing. Its crew are visible now. Helmets, vests, movement near the gun platform. Not manning it yet, but close. Sir, the electronic warfare officer says quietly they're scanning us again. Low power surface search. No fire control tone. Copy. Continue passive monitoring. Out the bridge windows, sunlight glints off the Venezuelan hull. The gap between the two ships is shrinking visibly, palpably. On the water, white wakes crisscross, like drawn swords. The captain's voice cuts calm through the static. Bridge to all stations, we stay professional. Presence, not provocation. Above the Seahawk makes its pass. 200 feet off the deck, the helicopter dips low, tilting just enough for its markings to be seen. Navy white, star-open weapons bay. A quiet message, we're here, we see you. Then a flash of green light. The Seahawk's laser designator pulses across the Venezuelan bridge, non-lethal but unmistakable. Over open frequencies, a broadcast follows Venezuelan naval vessel. This is U.S. Navy helicopter operating in international waters. Your course is unsafe. Change heading immediately. The same words repeat in Spanish. For several long seconds, nothing. Then movement on the Venezuelan bridge. Figures shifting, one raising binoculars, another waving palms outward, uncertain whether it's defiance or acknowledgement. CIC record everything the captain orders. Timestamp and log. Inside the Seahawk, the sensor operator zooms tight. Infrared outlines human forms, heat signatures on metal decks, faces glowing bright through the visor. Every frame captured, encrypted, stored. Evidence and deterrence, all at once. The Venezuelan radar lights up again, brighter this time. Sir, they're painting the helo. The captain's tone never wavers. Maintain course. Helo stays clear. No one fires first. The Seahawk pulls back, orbiting wide, staying within safe distance. Its rotors thump low over the waves, leaving circles of foam in its wake. Down below, sailors on the Venezuelan ship step away from their gun mount. One waves again, this time, both arms palms out the universal signal, no harm intended. Then at last, motion. The Venezuelan vessel's bow tilts slightly starboard. Its speed drops 24 knots, 22, 19. Bridge, they're turning off intercept vector. The captain nods once. Copy. Hold position. Record. Full disengagement. On the radar scope, two icons drift apart. The space between them grows slowly, quietly, like exhaling after holding breath for too long. Above the Seahawk circles, one final time, its cameras rolling. Mission complete. Pressure applied, message delivered. It banks west and returns to the Knights. As it lands, the rotors slow, the noise fades, and the sea returns to stillness, tense, charged, but unbroken. No shots fired, no warnings ignored. Just presence, precision, and restraint the Navy way. 4:45 p.m. Southern Caribbean Sea. The USS Knights holds her course steady, unshaken. Behind her, the Venezuelan patrol ship fades to a dot on the horizon, its wake flattening as it slips back toward national waters. The tension hasn't vanished. It's just changed shape from confrontation to calculation. Inside the Combat Information Center, the watchstanders keep logging. Every second of radar feed, every radio silence, every visual frame from the Seahawk is stored, encrypted, and mirrored to Fleet Command. The final line in the incident log reads, "Encounter resolved. No hostile action. Contact disengaged at 4:38 p.m. local." But everyone aboard the Knights knows this was more than a close pass. It was a test, one that echoed across the Caribbean like sonar through deep water. The captain steps onto the bridge calm but firm. "Good work," he says simply. No cheering, no relief, just professionalism. In the U.S. Navy, silence is the loudest victory. From Washington's perspective, the encounter fits a clear pattern. 2 weeks earlier, on September 2nd, 2025, U.S. Southern Command confirmed that Venezuelan smuggling vessels were kinetically neutralized after ignoring multiple warnings. Those operations, part of the Caribbean counter-narcotics campaign Operation Marlin Shield, struck hard at Caracas's shadow economy. The message was simple: drug shipments headed north would never reach American shores. Venezuela's Navy, however, read it differently. They saw it as an intrusion, a public humiliation. And in the language of power, humiliation demands response. This interception by the Getty-class patrol ship was that response, not an attack but a signal by charging at a U.S. destroyer in international waters. Venezuela wasn't trying to start a war. It was trying to show the flag, to prove presence, to create tactical friction that makes Washington think twice before authorizing the next drone strike. In modern strategy, this is called gray zone warfare actions that fall just short of open conflict but still force a reaction. The Knights crew understood that perfectly. Their playbook was textbook restraint. Warn, show presence, go active, launch hello, record everything. That sequence isn't just procedure, it's philosophy. It demonstrates what separates a professional Navy from an impulsive one. Where some see weakness in restraint, sailors see mastery, because at sea control is the real show of strength. By 5:00 p.m., the Seahawk is back on deck rotors, secured crew debriefing. Below, the CIC transmits the full engagement package, radar logs, thermal imagery, communications transcripts to the Joint Interagency Task Force South in Key West. Within hours, analysts will match every radar ping and radio frequency with Venezuelan fleet archives. Every time Caracas runs this play, the U.S. learns a little more. To the outside world, nothing exploded, no headlines screamed. But in quiet offices across the Pentagon, this incident becomes another line of data in a growing pattern, a map of Venezuelan tactics, timing, and temperament. And that's the subtle truth of 21st century naval power. Sometimes victory isn't a missile launch. It's the perfect recording. Out on deck, the sea has returned to glass. Sailors lean on the rails, the hum of engines steady beneath their boots. The Caribbean sunset burns orange against the horizon, a calm that only exists because discipline held. For Caracas, the encounter will be spun as a stand of sovereignty. For Washington, it will be logged as a lawful operation under international norms. But for the men and women aboard the USS Knights, it will be remembered as proof that strength isn't measured in how loud you respond, but in how precisely you don't. In an age where every radar pulse can be uploaded, every course change dissected, and every green laser flash replayed on the world stage, perception is deterrence. Because today's conflicts aren't just fought with steel, they're fought with evidence. So here's the question, shipmates. Should the U.S. respond more aggressively to these gray zone encounters? Or is calm precision the smarter weapon? Drop your take in the comments. I read every one of them. And if you want more true-to-life naval encounters like this, where the line between peace and provocation is razor thin, make sure you subscribe and join the fleet. You'll get loyalty badges, priority replies, and help keep stories like this cutting through the noise. Until next time, fair winds following seas, and remember, in these waters, silence isn't surrender, it's strategy.